So I was thinking about what I'm doing here on YouTube and who I'm making these videos for. Here's what I think. Well, one important person that I'm doing this for is me. In part, I'm doing these videos for myself. For one, it's a way for me to vent. Sometimes I feel really strongly about events or people or ideas that I hear, and this channel is a way for me to vent my frustration sometimes. But actually, it's far more constructive than that. Making these videos helps me clarify my own thinking, and in the process of trying to explain a concept or an idea to an audience, I actually get to understand it better myself. So one important person, again, that I'm doing these videos for is me. As for the rest of you guys who are watching this, well, I know who I'm not making these for. I'm not making these videos for people who don't have a habit of thinking things through, who don't like to use their brain, who don't like to sit and actually take an idea and explore it and try and see if it's really true or not. See, a lot of people go with whatever feels good or sounds good at the moment, and their lives therefore are very arbitrary in that their lives are a function of whatever they happen to have heard last. See, you hear a lot of things. You turn on your TV, and you got people telling you how things are. They tell you, I don't know, healthcare reform as proposed by presidential administration is good. Another guy is going to come on another channel and tell you that it's bad. But how do you know if it's bad or good? I mean, all sides there have all sorts of arguments that on the surface may sound plausible. How do you know? Do you have a principle? Do you have a philosophy and a thought process that you trust, that you've explored and thought about very hard and have found to be true and reliable? Do you have that kind of mechanism to process information and ideas that are thrown at you on a daily basis? You see, so I guess my hope is for these videos to be seen by and watched by people who have that kind of approach, who have a philosophy of life, who understand the importance of ideas, and who understand that it's important to be consistent, and it's important to be intellectually honest in exploring ideas, because ideas rule people's lives. Ideas rule people's lives. If it's not your idea because you don't have one, it's somebody else's idea that's running your life. See? That's the thing. If you don't do things by design, if you don't have, again, a philosophy of life, a non-contradictory, an internally consistent set of views and ideas that you hold as true, because again you've applied your mind to them and you've found them to be true through reason, and they're consistent as in non-contradictory, they don't contradict one another, then if you have that, then you actually have the most important tools to process reality. You can take whatever comes at you and apply to it those truths that you know to be true in your life, and see how that idea stacks up against them, and whether it contradicts those things that you know to be true. If you don't have that, if you don't go to deep at all, or if you spend most of your life in the realm of your emotion, whatever feels good, whatever you're feeling at the moment, or if your life is in pursuit of feelings rather than truth, then, well, one thing, for one, I'm sorry for you, because I think you're living a life that is far less fulfilled than it could be. And two, you're probably wasting time on this channel, because you see, even if I say something and you happen to like it, because you like my delivery or whatever, you probably don't like my delivery, but anyway, for whatever reason you like it, but if you don't know why you like it, and if you don't have a set of axiomatic truths that you don't have to question anymore because you found them to be true by applying your entire reason and your entire brain and your entire life experience with this reality in which you live. If you don't have that, then you don't really have a mechanism to verify whether what I'm telling you is true or not. You know, I talked about intellectual honesty and how we engage in arguments and discussions and debates with different people. And again, I find it very hard to talk about serious stuff with somebody who doesn't respect logic, who bends and abuses logic, when some preconceived notion that they hold does not stand up to scrutiny very well, does not stand up to logical examination very well. Well, at that moment, they discard logic, they call you a name, they turn around and they leave, and and you feel like you've wasted an hour of your life that's never coming back. You know, so I don't want to waste my time on people who refuse to be rational. I don't want to waste my time on people who refuse to think things through. Some people are like this. Some people are like, well, this sounds like a good idea, but you're taking it to an extreme. How do you mean? Well, extreme. And extremes are bad. Well, first of all, why? Why are they necessarily bad? Who told you that? Is there a law that says any extreme is bad? And then what is extreme? Extreme, in that particular case, would probably be me taking an idea and running with it. If A is true in situation X, then why wouldn't it be true in situation Y and in situation Z? And that's how you test ideas. You apply them consistently to a set of circumstances to see if they continue to make sense. That's one way of testing ideas. And if you arrive at a situation where an idea that sounded good a few minutes ago turns out to be absurd, then you probably that you probably have a problem with that idea has a problem somewhere. So anyway, if you're enjoying my videos, great. I enjoy making them. But and some of you I've met through comments and messaging here on YouTube. I've met some pretty impressive individuals. And I'm happy. My life is better for it now. I'm happy that I've met you guys. I'm enjoying some of you guys' videos. And other people provide very thoughtful comments, and it's actually very inspiring to see that there are people out there who are hungry for ideas and who are actually thoughtful about their lives and who are at least trying to develop a consistent philosophy to apply to their lives. That's the most inspiring thing about this whole YouTube adventure that I've had. In the past, I've only been making these for a few months. I'll come to think of it, it's not just a few months. It's actually more than a few months. It's going to be a year soon. Wow. Anyway, I guess you get my drift. And again, if you don't like to think, if you don't think ideas are important, if you don't understand that ideas run people's lives, here's the thing. Here's an idea for you, a thought for you. Things happen either by design or by default. And I'm stealing this from somebody. It's from a book. I can't remember at this second which book that is. But things happen either by design or by default. And if you don't have an idea that governs your actions, and if you're reactive rather than proactive, and if you don't have a governing philosophy in your life, then you're probably living out somebody else's idea. Because things that happen by default are only by default. They're only seemingly by default. They're not by default, but they're by somebody else's design. And chew on that for a while. Anyway, thanks.